What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Q9 back with another reaction video. Today we'll be looking into Jayzards and Thunderous Game Freak. What's happening now? I do play a wide variety of Pokemon games, mostly all the series except for maybe Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And man, I've played Legends of Arceus too, but wasn't impressed. Everybody's talking about Legends Arceus was the best game ever in the franchise. Well, before I get into that comment, let's get into the video before Pokemon fans. Pokemon fans.
What do you mean by that?
If you guys don't know, Pokemon Project Karasu is the current code name for the third Legends game, so there's been a lot of rumors, all that kind of stuff, of which region the third Legends game is going to take place in. A lot of people thought it was going to be Galar. We had a lot of Unova, because obviously Unova is next in line for a remake. We also had people saying Johto even, based on some info that we found out in the Terra leak about a scrapped Legends Johto game with Ho-Oh and Lugia. A lot of people thought they might go back to that, but today we have an entirely brand new contender for which region this game might take place in. And this is super interesting. We haven't heard this one yet. So in this video, me and Fundoris are going to talk a little bit about that in depth, and then also talk about this other possible new Pokemon game that could be coming out pretty soon. So we got lots of hype stuff to cover in this video, but real quick, like always, before we get into it, man, I'm trying to hit 40k subscribers on the channel. So if you guys don't mind helping me out, it's always so appreciated. But anyways, let's get into it. So we've got this tweet here based.
Well, let's pause that for a minute just to get back to this. You hear what he said, right? Like and subscribe. Don't just lay there. It takes 2 seconds. Watch this. 1. Let's go for both. We're going for both. We're going for both of them. Subscribe and like. See how fast that was. Let's get back to the video.
Basically saying that Pokemon Project Karasu is currently slated for the second half of 2029, which we have known that for a while now, but this is where it gets interesting. They say it's Legends 3, a Kanto sequel set 10 years in the future. It features Johto and Kanto with a map size rivaling Winds and Waves. It's the first open world Kanto game, and the focus of this game is going to be on Mew alongside with Ho-Oh and Lugia in a subplot. Now I think this is huge because, first of all, like I said before, we haven't heard anything about a Legends Kanto game, so that's something pretty big right off the bat. But then also with the secondary kind of Ho-Oh and Lugia Johto focus of the game, that sounds like that they actually are revisiting that idea from that scrapped Legends Ho-Oh and Lugia game that we found out about in the Terra leak, and putting that game into this possible Kanto based Legends game. And I'm not gonna lie, I never thought of that before, but combining Johto and Kanto into a Legends game, I think that makes so much sense, because of course in all the Johto games we can visit Kantos. The two regions are basically attached, they're heavily intertwined, all that kind of stuff. So I think that sounds huge. And I mean, we've talked about concepts of Legends Kanto on the channel in the past.
I can put my 5 cents in just for a minute, right?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I promise you, this might get backlash from opinions. So, oh, you're not a true Pokemon fan. But let me let you know this. Pokemon was at its peak during Fire Red, straight down to, let's say, what is the best one? Not Black and White. Black and White was alright. I like Black and White. I love Black and White. I'd also love Ultra Sun and Moon too. Omega Red, Omega. Listen. Pokemon was at its peak when it was on its classic style of play. When they started doing 2D and 3D styles, they started to lose track of the plot. That's why I didn't really like Legends of Arceus. It's like, okay, this is the catching mechanic, this is the whole Pokemon thing, catching them all, and I was like, nah, you can't do that. That's not what it's about. This might be an unpopular opinion, but the old games were way better. I'm not saying that the games they making now, like C8 was bad, but I feel as though they lose the heart, the plot of what Pokemon is about. Maybe I don't understand what Pokemon is about, but that's my opinion on the matter anyway.
Nobody cares about that shit, bruv.
Let's continue the video.
We've had stuff about the game taking place in the past, and possibly we play as Professor Oak as an up-and-coming trainer. I think something like that would be cool, but it says here, obviously, 10 years in the future. So I really wonder what the, whole story of this game would be, because obviously, we know, of course, it would focus on Mew. I feel like even if we didn't have that in the leak here, we could have probably guessed that anyways. But I mean, what would that entail? Because a lot of people, when we talk about Legends Kanto, always focus on stuff that took place in the past of Pokemon, like Mewtwo being created, all that kind of stuff. So something in the future sounds very interesting.
The Johto aspect is super interesting to me because I've always wanted a Legends game based on the Johto region. So just like Legends Johto, Legends Celebi. And as you guys know, Generation 2, like the original games, you could go back to the Kanto region. So I feel like this is kind of like, flip-flopping that. I think it's a really unique idea to have two regions in a single Legends game. It would also just make the game way more fun to explore, and I think this is a huge incentive to actually sell more copies of the Legends games, because Legends Galar, as cool as that would have been, I was in full support of that. I just don't think has the name and the promotional clout, I guess I would say, as the Kanto region. So this would be pretty smart, especially since Gen 10 is apparently going to be some sort of, I guess, big grand reset to the Pokemon games, just how like the Gen 5 games were. So it kind of makes sense to go back to the genesis of it all, the beginning, the Kanto region.
Bro, even the title being Legends Genesis, I feel like there's so many cool things they could do with that. First of all, with Mew obviously being the genetic ancestor of all Pokemon, obviously Genesis being like the beginning, I feel like this game could really dive into exactly how Mew's DNA kind of originated, came every single Pokemon that we know today, you know what I'm saying? So that could be pretty cool. Not to mention, we know that Mew has all kinds of themes like that.
Now, just to let you know, Mew is one of my favorite psychic types. From even way back then. Mew would always be one of my favorites. Him and Mewtwo. Just their designs alone, their backstory, their mystery. That's what I like about Pokemon. Its mysteries and its complexity.
Go outside, nerd.
That with just the word Genesis overall. Like, for example, its signature Z move is quite literally called Genesis Supernova. So I mean, that clearly is something that they do consider over there at the Pokemon Company. So a title like Legends Genesis, I feel like actually does sound very likely to happen. And I mean, this source right here does actually have a pretty good track record with some of the leaks and some of the info that they've given us. Their most recent leak, or I guess info that they dropped on us that was fully accurate, was that they told us exactly what animals the Winds and Waves starter Pokemon were going to be based on, literally a week before we actually saw them officially on Pokemon Day. So I think we got to at least consider that they do kind of know what they're talking about here. And based on that, as well as previous info that we have found out from the Terra leak, like that possible Legends Johto game that got scrapped way back in the day, before they even made Pokemon Legends EA, I think this could definitely happen, and that would just be huge for the Pokemon franchise. Then the next thing I want to talk about is this tweet from Soul Silverart, and he says Pokemon Spot may just be an arcade game, which if you guys missed it, Pokemon Spot was a brand new trademark that they filed for some kind of a Pokemon game. I guess it ended up just being some kind of an arcade game, but he says the P30 project that Omori is overseeing could be a separate project that still exists, and P30 sounds like Project/Pokemon 30 to me. It could still be a 30th anniversary surprise game. Now, Ball Guy actually did repost this, and if you guys don't know Ball Guy, man, you've probably not been around the channel too much, because he's undoubtedly the most credible source that we have in the entire, league community, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's retweeting this kind of tells me that he might know something, that there could actually be some kind of Pokemon 30th anniversary game in development that they're gonna maybe just surprise drop on us one day, and that would be absolutely huge. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be maybe some kind of a Pokemon Classic collection, possibly just another port, or even something entirely brand new, like a complete surprise that we couldn't see coming. If it is any of the things I just mentioned, I think we could actually be in for something huge to end off the year of Pokemon's 30th anniversary.
Now, if this is going to be the next Legends game, and if Legends Galar did change from the Galar to the Kanto region / a little bit of Johto, sprinkle a little Johto on top, obviously this game would not be coming out before Winds and Waves. This would be a title that would release after Winds and Waves. And I know you said this P30 thing could be dropping this year. Maybe this new Legends game is completely unrelated to P30. Maybe P30 is like some sort of Classic Collection or Gen 3 ports or just something. I mean, it's something important because Omori is overseeing it, so it's got to be something big. It's not going to be something just totally random and small. But let's just say, one of my theories is the P30 project is actually this new, changed, I guess you could say, Legends Kanto game, Legends Generation 1 game. Even though it could be called P30 internally, maybe they're just working on it for the 30th anniversary and it's not going to drop for a couple more years.
Hey, I don't know, bro. That could be pretty sick. I don't know if they would announce the game and then make us wait a couple years, but call the announcement some kind of a celebration for the 30th anniversary. I mean, if we saw some kind of huge game like that announced, I think that would be pretty hype. I wouldn't be complaining if we had to wait a couple years, especially because we literally got Winds and Waves coming out next year. So if this game is going to be 2028 or even 2029, like the leak said originally, would announcing it this year be a good idea? We're going to leave that up to you guys down below. What do you guys think that this P30 game could be? If it is some kind of a new Legends game, like a Legends Kanto/Johto, would you guys want to see it announced this year as some kind of a celebration? Or if you guys think they should just wait for the future, let us know down below. And also let us know if you guys do think that some kind of a Legends Kanto/Johto game is what this Project Karasu game was the whole time, or if you guys still think it's Pokemon Legends Galar. I know you guys got a lot of stuff to let us know down below, but make sure you do let us know everything down below.
Yo, hold up, Jayzard, wait, bro. I got one more thing to say. And just so you guys all know, all of the Terra League stuff is real. Like, the Legends Galar stuff was like 99% real. They were / maybe potentially are still working on a Legends Galar game, but things can always change. And maybe due to the Terra League and everything getting leaked, maybe that's why they're starting to change their ideas and change their minds of what they actually want to do. So just because we had all those Legends Galar leaks, and maybe it's not happening yet, or maybe it's not going to be the next Legends game, that doesn't mean that those are fake. I just want to make that clear. Or even, Pokemon, Nintendo, they could be just throwing us off and like intentionally putting out some more fake leaks out there to like trick us. Like maybe it is going to be just a Legends Johto game and they're putting the Kanto twist to it, or maybe it is going to be a Kanto game with no Johto, or maybe it still is simply just going to be the Galar region. But I don't know, man. This user on Twitter has a pretty good track record, so I don't know what to think.
Yeah, bro, 'cause I'm low-key thinking now, I mean, since we found out about Legends Galar in the Terra League, and we also found out that they canceled Pokemon Legends Johto originally, what if they're switching it around again as a curveball? Because nobody's going to expect Legends Johto to be announced because we all think it's been canceled, and we're all expecting Legends Galar. But like you said, maybe the Terra League itself caused them to go back to this Johto idea, but then add on a Kanto twist to it to keep everyone still surprised at what they might got in store for us in the future.
Yeah, bro, it totally could be. And by the way, guys, reminder, we are still running up our giveaway for 2, yep, you heard me, 2 $20 eShop gift cards. It is 100% free to join, literally free to enter. We just simply want to give back to you guys. And we have it in the Discord server, only so we can keep track of, the entries, and to make sure that we can just contact the winner. So come on, join in the description down below.
Join up the Discord, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay guys, that's Jayzards and Thunderous's video on what is Game Freak planning. What is Game Freak planning for the next Legends, other than Winds and Waves? Check them out, see their channel personally, watch a video on their channel too as well. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. You hear me? And keep saying this, don't forget, don't just lay there. Leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, my 2 cents on the matter is basically, I'm not really impressed with Legends games. I do enjoy playing them now, but I enjoy Pokemon entirely. I just don't like, it's really gimmicky all the way around. I believe that they should have all the gimmicks in every game they produce. And if they show a new gimmick, it should be either stronger or equal to the old gimmicks. I don't believe that gimmicks make Pokemon what it is, because Fire Red and the original games didn't have gimmicks, and these 2 is excellent games. So I guess that's what it is. I guess most people will disagree, most people will agree, but it is what it is. Like I said, man, that's your boy King Island 9 with the next one. See y'all later. Have a blast.